Hello, creative peoples. It's Kim here, and it is summer, and it is beautiful, and I am spending so much time with my daughter. I've decided to make this little bit of time a little bit easier for myself, and I'm doing some fun tags for the next couple of weeks. So I'm actually taking my daughter hiking. I don't know if you can tell, I'm in my sporty wear. I was tagged by Trenda Dare, and I'm sorry if I just killed your name, to do the Voices of YA tag, and that's what I'm going to do. So what draws you to YA? Oh, and once again, I have the questions on my laptop right in my lap. So what draws you to YA? I'm drawn to YA because they're such character-driven novels, and that seems like such a weird thing to say about YA novels, but here's the deal. When you are young, you have to grow so much, and I think as I get older, and I am getting older, I want to catch on to that remembrance that I'm not just who I am today, but I am also who I'm going to be tomorrow. And who I am today is building towards who I'm going to be tomorrow. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of what draws me to YA. Describe your writing process. Do you like outlines and structures, or seeing where the story takes you? I do a little bit of both. I have an outline, a huge outline, with all of the main points that I want to happen, but I also have a lot of leeway in that outline to see where the story takes me. So, for example, in the last chapter that I wrote, and I'm just looking at it real quick, in the last chapter that I wrote, I knew that she was going to find the body on the porch, but I didn't know how she was going to react. And in the moment of writing that, Charlie's reaction came across so Charlie-esque. It just made sense for her to do it that way, but I didn't have like, she's going to do X and then X and then X. I just knew she was going to find the body. How long have you been writing? Where are you in your journey? So I took a hiatus from writing for years and years and years, and I started up again last year. I'm currently writing the first draft of this novel, and I'm planning on self-publishing it in a year and a half or so, but that's really bad time. So I don't know. We're going to see when I'm going to end up publishing it. What do you need to write? Coffee, music, tea. I do love my tea, but I don't need it. All I need is 10 minutes and for my daughter to just leave me alone for 10 minutes. Okay, that sounds harsh, but seriously, any parents in the house, you know what I'm talking about, because you're sitting and you're in the middle of this like scene and they're like, "Mama, look at the puppies." And you're like, "But I've got a dead body on the porch." But you can't say that to them because you don't in real life have a dead body on the porch. Please don't think that. But yeah, that's it. I'm not going to go on any further. If you could offer one piece of advice to another writer other than don't quit, what would it be? And I've got it. So I have a quote, and it's by Jack London, and it's, "You can't wait for inspiration. You have to go after it with a club." You have to go after this inspiration, this, "I'm waiting for the muse to hit me with a flippin' club," and you're gonna club that thing to death and be happy to do it. And when it comes out crap, club it to death again, and it will get better. I promise. Okay, about the books. What book still has you reeling from its plot twist? Oh my gosh. Dusk or Dark or Dawn or Day by Seanan McGuire. It's shelved on some books, or some shelves as adult, because she writes a lot of adult fiction, but it's shelved on others as young adult, and I think it's supposed to be shelved under young adult. Please read it. Oh my gosh, at the end of the story, you are going to be like hyperventilating because you didn't see, you just didn't see it. If you see it, you just didn't see it. What books are you most anticipating this year? I have 1 traditionally published and 3 independently published books that I'm looking forward to. I did some research last night because I really wasn't looking forward to anything, but I thought, hey, what could I be looking forward to? The Last Magician by Lisa Maxwell sounds like a great book, and I'll link it down in the show notes. Shadow Crown by Kristen Martin, which is coming out, and I'll link that down in the show notes. And I'm Star Witch, which is an adult book written in a YA nature. So she's a 27-year-old protagonist, but I'm going to put this on here anyways because I really thought that the first one, Slouch Witch, I thought that a lot of teens I knew would like it, and I thought a lot of people who are into the NA crowd would like it, but it's kind of like a soft mystery with fantasy elements, so I liked it a lot. And then The Prophecy Saga of the Chosen, book 1 by Petra Landon. In your opinion, which YA book or series has the most unique premise? The Bear and the Nightingale. Seriously, it took me about a quarter of the book to get into it, and then once I got into it, I was like drawn and I couldn't put the book down. But about a chapter into it, I was like, dude, this book sucks, and I just wanted to put it away because I didn't really care about the baby and if they kept the baby and all of this other stuff. Like, it was a very slow start, but once I got past that slow start, it was the most intense and original premise ever. Like, ever. It was so good. Okay, what is your favorite all-time quote from YA Lit? And I'm going to show my age here because I'm going to pull out a Madeleine L'Engle quote from A Ring of Endless Light. And I had a really hard time choosing because there's so many good quotes in that book. So I said, maybe you have to know darkness before you can appreciate the light. Okay, number 5. What book do you hope will have a movie adaptation? And that was so easy. The Raven Cycle by Maggie Zephyr, or I can't remember who it was. I'll link it in the show notes. Everything will be linked in the show notes. Yeah, that was an amazing cycle. Just book series. Oh my gosh, amazing. So I'd love to see it. I want to see Blue's outfits. I want to see her like reactions to the Raven boys. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, the most fun part of this is who I'm going to tag, and I had one heck of a time trying to figure out who to tag for this one because I don't know who writes YA or reads YA, and a lot of people aren't necessarily saying it. But we're gonna do Megan Tennant. Woohoo! She has a book coming out, YA. It sounds incredible. If you're not following her on YouTube and Twitter, go ahead and follow her on YouTube and Twitter. And I'm also tagging Claire Cowder. I'm so sorry. I just killed your name. I'm so sorry. And she is not technically a YA writer, but maybe she is. I haven't read through all of the book descriptions, but all of the books look interesting. Push her in front of the bus on this one and say, go ahead and do this one. Take it how you want it. And yeah, I couldn't find out who was writing YA and who wasn't, so I'm just tagging 2. If you want to tag yourself in this, please feel free. Okay, once again, if you like this, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and comment on my videos. If you don't agree with something, comment. If you agree with something, comment. If you're like, Kim, you're an idiot, comment. If you're like, Kim, that's the most amazing thing, and I totally agree that the Raven Cycle is the most amazing thing ever, comment. On that note, I am working on living my creative life. Please come along and share yours in the comments with me. Bye. A kind of soft fantasy, a soft urban fantasy. Dark. A softly dark urban fantasy? Yeah, this isn't working out. Of course, I'm always in my sporty wear because generally if I'm not going hiking, I'm heading to the gym every day.